Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. All right, let's get to it. All right, so London did take out Asia high below. How you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Monday, March the 17th. We had news at 8:30. All right. All right, so as far as my bias is bullish. So I am bullish for today. News, we had news at around 8:30 this morning. And as far as my drawn liquidity, it's the previous week high. So there is a weekly imbalance or weekly SIBI right above us. As far as point of interest goes, for us to deliver to previous week high, let's see. All right, I'm gonna do a quick top-down analysis of what I'm looking at in price. So we're gonna go from there. I kind of did arrive to the charts pretty late today, but it's fine because we're gonna wait for the 4 hour to show us if a setup is gonna be presented or not. But all right, let's get started. So we're gonna go to the monthly time frame and work our way down to the lower time frame. So starting off with the monthly time frame on NQ, we're pretty much retesting this old fair value gap to the left side of the curve on our monthly time frame. I mean, this fair value gap already offered fair value, but we're retesting it once more. This is basically what we're seeing, that reaction away from it. Weekly time frame, we have two new draws and liquidities. So I'm gonna take these indicators off. So we have this previous week high and we have this previous week low. So two draws and liquidities, this high and this low. Now, when a new candle opens, like this weekly candle here, what's the higher probability of this weekly candle taking? This high above or this low below? Now, for me, since we're in a bearish trend like this, the higher probability would be previous week low for me. However, we do have this weekly imbalance above. So this weekly imbalance paired with previous week high, this makes it a very good draw on liquidity for me to work with. So any setup that I see that aligns with the way I trade and it's at good timing, I will take for me to target this high and this weekly imbalance above. Now, going to the daily time frame. Like I said, we have a weekly SIBI above, previous week high above. Daily time frame, we retested this OB. So if I pull out the body of this right here, you can see that we're retesting this right here. So preferably if this daily candle is a open low high close, I would want the low of the day to already be set in right here because we already retested this daily OB. So I'm going to mark this out as our daily OB. I'm only going to mark out the body. So we retested that daily OB. Like I said, if I want this candle to be an open low high close, then I want this low to be low of the day. So this is what I'm going to work out. So that's my higher time frame PD array to work with, the daily OB. Now, we have a drawn liquidity, which is previous week high. We have a daily PDA, which is our daily OB. Now we're going to scale down to the hourly time frame. But before I do that, I'm going to go to the 4 hour. So 4 hour time frame. What do we have? So we have the daily OB. We had the SMTs at the lows. So if I pull ES, here at these lows, you can see that ES takes this low here. But NQ, on the other hand, does not take that low. So we do have SMTs at these lows on the 4 hour with ES. And we have that daily OB like I mentioned. So obvious draw for me is higher prices for previous week high above and the weekly imbalance, which is right here. So this is the weekly candles. So previous week and the current week. So we are trading above the weekly opening. So what I'm going to expect is some kind of move like this, where we trade and grind higher to our weekly imbalance. And then if we want to continue pushing lower, then we're just going to continue off that market maker sell model. So I don't care what happens after we tag that weekly imbalance. What I care right now is for us to have a proper drawn liquidity to work with towards it. So any signs that I see of us trading it to continue going higher, I will consider taking the setup. So hourly time frame, we had this 4 hour change in state delivery. So let's see, this is a 4 hour right here. Daily OB. We pretty much respected this change in the state delivery to this OB as well. Mark this out yellow. I'm going to scale down to the hourly time frame. So 6 a.m. 4 hour. I think there is a good setup with the 6 a.m. 4 hour candle. As far as the 10 a.m. candle, we have a new 4 hour candle, which is the 10 a.m. So I'm going to see what we can find here. All right, I'm scaling down to the hourly time frame now. So hourly time frame, what do we have? Okay, so we have that daily OB. I'm gonna draw deviations from this swing point low to the swing point high. Okay. Yeah, I still like higher prices. We did have this hourly gap here that the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle had a nice continuation off. As far as PDRA, maybe not on the hourly. I'm trying to find a PDA where 10 a.m. can manipulate into. So I'm going to go to the 15 now. All right. So mark out 10 a.m. and then find a PDRA. This was a nice setup here. The retracement back into this 15, and then you had that displacement back up, taking the highs. Because it aligned with that hourly fair rally gap too. 5-minute. Let's read this. Okay. As far as indices, let's look at this. So for NQ, we did take out the Asia lows and Asia highs, but I still like to see higher prices. Maybe this would be here. Let's see. All right, let's go. Well, I'm gonna pull up the 15-minute chart on the left side. Like this, and then go down to the 1 minute. All right, what do we have on the 1 minute? 10 a.m. We didn't take out these lows. Did we take out those lows on ES? Let's see. No. I wouldn't consider it taking the lows. All right, we're trading back above the 10 a.m. We're gonna see if the daily OB is gonna hold today. Because if I do want price to be bullish today for like daily candle, then low of the day should be set in. But at the same time, we did take out both Asia highs and lows. Let's see. All right, so we're trading above the 10 a.m. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame. All right, 15-minute time frame. So we still have London lows. Let's see, because if I do want this to continue expanding, then low of the day should be already set in from this daily OB. Let's see. Where are my daily candles? $35 offset. There we go. All right, so these are the daily candles. New York open. Do one. All right, so yeah, like I said, if I do want this candle here, so this daily candle, to be an open, low, high close, the PD array, the higher time frame PD array, would be our daily OB. So the one on our daily chart. And low of the day of this daily candle should be London lows. So these lows, I want to see us leave these lows protected. if we're to be continuing being bullish. Because the overall drawn liquidity for me is previous week high. So we're about 375 points away. So like almost 2% move up for us to get to that weekly imbalance above. Let's see though. Let's see. All right, so right now we're just in this range, in this 5-minute range right here. So not really moving too much, just in this little bubble. Let me mark this out. This 15-minute for rally gap. 15. Let's see. We haven't taken out New York highs yet. 5-minute. So that's the 5-minute for rally gap. Let's scale down to the 1-minute. So 5-minute for rally gap at this 1-minute inversion. This is the New York high above. Let's see if this 1-minute inversion holds. Because we did just trade off the 5-minute gap. So this 5-minute gap down here, we haven't taken out this high yet. Let's go to the 30-second time frame. Is there SMTs in the lows? Yeah, there was SMTs at these lows. Like this. And then we had these SMTs with ES down here as well. So SMT. Short-term liquidity rate. As far as change in state delivery, so these three up close down close candles. Yeah, there was a change state delivery. This red one. So ideally the trade should look something like this. I just don't like taking off 5-minute gaps though. But stop would be at the SMT low. And take profit would be the New York highs. But I just don't like how it's stalling here though. What's the current 15-minute candle? It's the 10-15. So this one right here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Been like 2 days since I started live streaming. 2 trading days. Right now, I'm not really. I mean, right now it doesn't really look like the setup's gonna present itself. But I'm tape reading this 5-minute gap right here. So we go to our 5-minute time frame. Let me get this out the way. Okay. So if we go to our 5-minute time frame, we have traded inside this 5-minute fair value gap. Pretty much we haven't offered fair value from this 5-minute gap yet. I mean, we have New York highs above. So I'm just tape reading whether we want to respect it or disrespect it pretty much. But as far as looking for a trade, I mean, I can't really find a setup. So if I don't really find a setup, then I'm probably not going to take a trade until it comes to me, obviously. But yeah, it doesn't look like that 5-minute gap wants to hold. So this one right here. But let's say we were to trade the 5-minute gap. Let's say price rebalances 5-minute gap, offered fair value, and took out this high. So pretty much you'll scale down to 30-second time frame. I mean, you can use the 1-minute to look for inversions, but you can also do this. You can scale down to the 30-second time frame and look for the same dynamics in which you would look for if this was the hourly gap, 4-hour gap, or 15-minute gap. So you look for SMT, look for a short-term liquidity rate, and change in state delivery. So this is your SMT down here at these lows. Then you have your change in state delivery, short-term liquidity rate. Then you have your change state delivery. But right now I'm just tape reading whether this gap wants to hold or not. Preferably, I want to see like a 15-minute gap being made before I take a trade. Because I honestly don't like trading 5-minute gaps. Only if, like, let's say this is a 5-minute gap right here. So 5-minute CIBI. And let's say price trades into that 5-minute gap, right? And let's say we have a 1 minute fair value gap right here. So 1 minute BISI. And let's say we have a clear draw liquidity. So let's say we have a previous week low down here. The only time in which I would take a 5-minute gap entry off a 1 minute inversion would be if we have the draw liquidity right below. So if the draw liquidity is right below and it's very crystal clear that we're going to go lower in a bearish case scenario, and we inverse a 1 minute fair value gap and retest it, that's the only time in which I would play a 1 minute, 5 minute short, or 1 minute, a 5 minute, 1 minute setup. Is if the setup is crystal clear. So this is the only time I'll play 5 minute gaps. It's either to short at a very clear draw liquidity, like previously high, previous week low especially, or let's say I already got my entry way above up here, and I see that we trade into a 5 minute gap, inversed it. This is likely a scenario in which I would add into the trade. So I'll scale into the trade. Because I would never, I mean, I do sometimes take trades like this, but only if the draw liquidity is very crystal clear, like this, like previous week low or previous day high, in which we're like, what, like 40, 30 points away. So this is the only time I would take a trade using 5 minute gaps. So it's either this scenario in which the draw liquidity is right next to us, or I like to scale in. So when I'm already in the trade and I see this is where I would like to scale in. So add in on the trade, pretty much. So it's either you use a 1 minute inversion, or you can look for a 30-second time frame change in the state delivery. That's the only time I use 5 minute gaps. But if I see this, like how we're consolidating around this 5 minute gap, then I'm not very comfortable in taking a trade. All right, let's see what we do here. All right, so we're retesting the 9:30 opening. So 9:30 opening, we're retesting it. Like I said, we did have a sweep of both Asia lows and Asia highs from London session. So if New York swept the London highs, I don't really want to see a move back lower, taking out London lows, because yes, that will complete the seek and destroy daily profile. But at the same time, if we are bullish for that weekly BISI above, so previous week high above, I want to see this be low of the day inside the daily OB. But let's see though, because I kind of need more information since it is just a Monday. Did we take out this high on ES? No. Okay. We go down to the 15 again. So on our 15-minute time frame, we do have some SMTs with ES. So let me draw it out. So you have these, so this high right here, you can see that NQ took it, right? That same high on ES, we didn't really take it on ES. So there is some kind of SMT at the highs. So this high here on ES. And then the exact high on M and Q. So these are the S and T's at the highs. As far as SMTs at the lows, not really any SMTs at the lows currently, but let's see. Let's see if NQ can take out this low. ES can hold, because ES is inside this 15-minute gap right now. Let me mark that 15-minute gap out. Because ES is inside this 15-minute gap, but let's see. Took out this low. Damn. Yeah, because if this SMT, if this 15-minute gap does hold and wants to offer those higher prices to these highs, then I want to see these fair value gaps here be disrespected. But let's see though. All right, so we're around the 9:30 opening. One minute fair value gap here. Let me go down to the 4. We do have some nice SMTs at the lows. I think because we are forming SMTs at the lows. We're also retesting this 4-hour OB. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, so this is your fair value gap. Let's see if we deliver down to New York lows. And let's see if ES can stay above into this range. So we have those SMTs at the lows. Because I still like higher prices. But if we do close back below the midnight opening price with bodies of candles, then I'll probably gonna stay out of today's price action. So if we do get something like this, like where we come down and then close below around this area, then I'm gonna just call it a day. Because if I'm looking for higher prices, but prices down here, then honestly, there's no real reason for me to keep shorting. But unless we want to go for previous day low. But what I want to see, however, is this. So if we do come above, retest this, change this to delivery, and then potentially push higher. Let's see. We did retest this OB here. Like this purple. 4-hour OB. And we did have S&Ts at the lows too. ES looks cleaner for longs. Sweet. TPA, sweet. Yeah, ES looks way cleaner for longs. Let's look at the 15 here. 1 minute. MES tune. 1 minute time frame. Yeah, ES looks cleaner for longs here. I'm gonna see if I can get this entry on ES. See, because if I do a sell limit or a buy limit here, stop is going to be at the S&T low.
Order submitted.
I'll take partials above. We did retest that inversion on NQ. I like this setup
Order
better.
filled.
Yes. Let's see. This wick looks good. Because we did tap into that 15-minute gap on ES. We got that short-term liquidity raid. And then we had this change in state delivery. Right now, I just want to take good setups. That's all I want to do right now. Because we did retrace into that 15-minute gap. Short-term liquidity raid. Change in state delivery.
Order submitted.
Do like 7.
Order canceled. Order canceled.
So stop.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Stop at the S&T low.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order canceled.
Let's see. All right, we're retesting this 1-minute gap again.
Order submitted.
Let's see if the setup pans out.
Order canceled.
All right, we're retesting this change in state delivery. OB. This is the only thing I'm seeing right now. I mean, ES pretty much traded into this 15-minute gap. We also we retrace into this 5-minute gap too. Slightly closed above with bodies of candles. So this 5-minute gap right here, you see that we closed above it with these bodies of candles. So if we close above it, anticipating this 5-minute as an inversion. So 15-minute gap, 5-minute inversion. On the 1-minute time frame, pretty much we had the short-term liquidity rate. So price swept this low, this low right here, inside this 15. Then price retraced back up, closed above this last down close candle. So this would be your OB, change state delivery. Price retraces back into this 1-minute fair value gap. So pretty much, you get this candle. This would be your breaker, and then you have your 1-minute fair value gap there. So as far as stop loss is the S&T low. So down here with ES, we have these major S&Ts at these lows with ES down here. So NQ took those lows, but ES didn't for these lows as well. So S&T, short-term liquidity rate, PDA. So this is the only setup I see as of now. So we're gonna see if it pans out. If it pans out, great. If it doesn't, great. So yeah, that's the only setup I see as of now today. All right, so we're retesting that OB now. Retested discount of the range. I just don't want this to take forever. That's the only thing I don't want. Win, lose, I don't really care, but I don't want it to take forever. This to pan out, or if it doesn't. Yeah, I don't like that candle closure. The way this 1 minute candle wicked inside the 1 minute gap and then closed away from it. But like I said, this is the only setup I see. If it doesn't pan out, then I'm gonna call it a day. But honestly, I like this setup. Pretty good. Pretty good setup. As far as grade rating for this setup, I mean, I'm basically playing off the continuation of this move up. So you had this expansion, retracement to this 15-minute gap, expansion, retracement back into this 15-minute gap. So playing off the same thing, but if it doesn't pan out, then it's either we're probably gonna chop for the day or we're gonna look for those Asia lows. Because specifically, I was bullish today just because we're retesting that daily OB, 4-hour OB, and we have previous week high.
Order filled. Order filled.
But all right, so the setup did not pan out. That's fine. I'll take
Order
these limits
Order
away.
canceled.
But this is pretty much the only thing I saw as of today. But honestly, this setup, I mean, I like it. It's not even that bad. I like the setup. But as far as NQ, so if we are going to go for the Asia lows or the London lows, then this is going to complete the daily seek and destroy profile, where we take out both London highs and London lows after London took out Asia highs and Asia lows. That's the only scenario I have in mind if prices wants to be bearish today. But I took the setup on ES. I mean, we retraced into that 15-minute gap. Like I said, setup is good, just didn't pan out. But honestly, I would take that setup like 100 times. All right, so let's look at NQ again. Monthly time frame. Weekly. So yeah, this is the draw for me, which is the weekly imbalance above. So this weekly imbalance is my draw right here. But like I said, it is Monday, so I'm not expecting too much out of Monday. Hourly time frame. 15. So we have these lows at 8:30. And we have a new 15-minute open in 1 minute. So if we do want to continue going higher, then ideally it would either be either we sweep these lows, displace back up, and then continue going higher. But if we do close below the midnight open, then I'm going to close the charts. So this is the only scenario I see if we're to continue being bullish. So a sweep of 830 lows. Then we have those S&Ts. A move back up, retracement, and then push higher. Let's see. Because at the same time, we do have this 15-minute gap here as well. So this is our 15-minute. Let's see.
Connection lost.
I'm going to take out these projections from the swing low of London to the swing high. Maybe this one, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one instead. I'm going to draw out my premium discount of this range. Yeah, because this low at 830 is the old low at discount. And we have that 15-minute fair value gap below. So we're retesting that 15-minute change in the state of delivery. back now. See what we're doing. All right, so we're getting that rejection away from this 15-minute CISD. We still have our 830 lows down here. So I'm looking to see if we can take out these 830 lows, rebalance this 15-minute BISI, and then look for a potential move higher. So expansion, retracement, expansion again. Got stop on long twice. Small size though. I mean, for me personally, I still like longs. There's not any reason for me to go short. Because if price does want to rebalance that weekly imbalance above, then ideally you're gonna have your Monday at least right here. Then you're gonna have your Tuesday, preferably setting high of week. And then you're gonna have your Wednesday, and then Thursday expansion down like this, taking out previous week low. And then you're gonna have your Friday candle with the pullback after taking out previous week low. So this is kind of what I'm seeing in terms of the weekly development for a bearish weekly development candle. But if price does want to leave this weekly imbalance alone and go for previous week low instead, then my validation level for that scenario happening is pretty much a closure below, or not below, but a closure below the mean threshold of this OB. So if I draw out the middle line of this OB, so if price closes around this area, like around here, then I'm gonna look for previous week low and previous day low. Only if we close below the mean threshold of this OB. And as far as the daily candle, we close below midnight opening price, I'm gonna close the charts because I'm bullish, but if I don't see what I want to see, then I'm not gonna involve myself with the market. So I'm only trading what I want to see. I'm not trading what, because like, yeah, I'm bullish, but if I don't see it, then I'm not doing it. We go back to the daily. And then let me go back to the 15. Because I took longs as well this morning, like a while back. But I took it off a 15-minute fair value gap on ES. So this was a setup I took. So ES basically retraced into this 15-minute. And from this 15-minute fair value gap, we pretty much had a setup that we had. So this low that got ran inside the 15. We also had those S&Ts at the lows, which we still do have them. But pretty much we retraced into this 1-minute BISI. That's where I got my long entry. And price later stopped me out. So this trade looked really good though. I like it. I like the setup. But as far as strong liquidity for me, I'm still remaining bullish. Not until we get a closure below the midnight opening price. Then that's where I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna range bound or we're gonna reverse. But I'm looking to see if we want to respect this CISD, push lower to 830 lows, rebalance this 15-minute BISI, and then look for a potential move higher into Hive Day and even higher. So I want to see if the 10 a.m. 4-hour candle can print the wick and let this be an open low high close. But it is already 11 o'clock, so London close. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get that today. It is Monday, so it is start of a new week. So don't rush. Take it step by step. It's Monday. Don't rush it. I mean, right here, pull up. So this is M and Q on the left side, and we have ES on the right side. So we did have those SMTs at the highs right here. See, ES doesn't take those highs, but NQ does. But we also have these SMTs at the lows, in which I want these SMTs to hold for us to then rebalance that weekly above. All right, so we had that 15-minute CISD. I'm gonna scale down to the lower time frame and see what's going in there. Let me take this out. So that's the 15-minute CISD. We have the 830 lows down here, and we have the 15-minute BISI down here as well. So these are the deviations from this high and this low. -4 aligns with that 15-minute BISI at discount. We have 10 a.m. as well. So 10 a.m. open. So we retested this 15-minute CISD 2 times now. Let's go down to 15. So we retested this inversion. Now we took out this swing high. Splicing through it. So these SMTs are still holding below. All right, so we're retracing right now. I drew out my premium discount from the high to this low. Because we did tap our minus 3.5 standard deviation. So we're retracing, either we want to look for premium or just equilibrium of this range. So if we do want to look for premium, we do have the swing high put in at this premium range. Still below the 10 a.m. open. As far as setups, I can't really find any more setups. I mean, I found one earlier. Didn't really pan out, so I don't think we're going to find any setups today. So it is Monday, so I'm not really I'm not really too I don't have high expectations for today. So I'm just tape reading as of now. Alright, so we're tracing into this 1 minute gap here. Still have this 15-minute CISD. So we're still retracing into it. 15-minute candle. New 15-minute candle opens in 8 minutes. So we're around -2, -2.5. I'm gonna tape read this. See if we're gonna either reverse from this area or continue pushing higher for this swing high above. We are retesting this 15-minute CISD, so this bearish CISD. It's getting pretty slow. I'm gonna end the live stream now. I mean, it's 11:25, but I'm gonna end the live stream now. All right, so tomorrow I am going to be going live tomorrow morning for Tuesday. But as for today, didn't really like the delivery today. I mean, we did have news today at 8:30, but as far as delivery, I didn't really like it. The only thing I saw today were just 2 setups. So I only saw 2 setups for today. One I didn't take because I wasn't at the charts at that time. The other didn't really pan out, but I only saw 2 good setups, and that's about it. So I'm gonna close the charts now. I'm gonna end the live stream, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday at 9:30. So hope you guys have a good day and be safe. Don't do dumb stuff. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Live stream.